Right then, in this week's video I have some very client specific requests and I'm going to use this macro carpet cypress bowl to fulfill them. Right then, the specific client requests are: number one, it's made out of macro carpet cypress. Right? The main thing the client wants is the scent. But macro carpet cypress has this wonderful smell of it. Right? So, first thing that's going to be different about this bowl is there is going to be no finish on it. I'm just going to sand it up to about 2000. Right? And number two is there is a specific shape that the client wants. And in order to do that, I'm actually going to turn this bowl backwards. I'm going to start across the top, right, to get the rim level, and then I'm going to start on the inside, right. As I said, this one, in order to do what the client wants, I have to turn it a little bit weirdly, but this is what the client wants, so I have to adapt my turning style to what the client wants, right? So, first thing is flatten out the rim. Oh, love that smell. Nearly there. Yep. Now, because of the way the client wants this bowl, everything on it is going to have to be very precise. Finish cuts and all. There's a couple of really nice knots in it, right, which I have filled with CA. There's one there and there's one there. I have filled with CA to make them stay. Right, now going to the inside here, I'm only going to be doing this for a sec, so I'm going to leave the gauge hammer where it is. Right, all I want to do is I want to get this edge rounded. Because I want to know how far I can bring the outside in. Right, that gives me my round inside. Now we can go back outside and start getting this bowl into the shape I want. As I said, I'm going to do this basically do this bowl backwards. So first thing I want to do is just make sure that is running true here. I don't want to go too far. Right, okay, we're running through. Now I'm going to start here on the bottom of this for this specific shape that the client wants. And what's going to happen with this shape is this bowl is actually going to be smaller than it is at the moment because of the shape going on. I'm being very careful to take as little as I can off the bottom of this, because that will work with the shape that I want and that the client wants. Right, we're going to start making knots now. Drop my hand a little bit further to get kind of into the closer. And then level. see by the way the shavings are coming off that it's a pull rather than a side bevel. Because I'm using the shape. Just clean up. That stayed lovely. Now we'll go with the side bevel just to clean all that up and get it nice and level. The release just there, I want out of it. So because I'm not putting finish on this bow, you're going to be able to see absolutely everything. There you go. That's lovely. Now we're going to start this different shape. So it's back into the full foot, and we're going to start taking material on. Now we have a push in there. This space is such a mess at the moment because I'm barely having time. I'll be quite honest with you, I haven't had time to show you up here in a bit of months. So I'm looking for a certain shape here. This client asked me for. There was another bowl on the stall that was this shape, and I'm putting on the different shape. Right. Now we start pulling the shape. My hand is a full foot first. Let's be closer. So it's a very specific shape. I did the shape when I was doing a I can't remember actually. Yeah, just a nice little clean up foot there. Don't take anything else. Just there's a little ridge that I don't like. So it's all cut it off. Also, you can get a little planing cut with a screw or with the gauge. Hardly takes anything off, but will smooth out any monkey. And basically it won't cover unless there's a bump back. Right, so let's see this. What I'm feeling is, oh it is, yeah, okay. Well, that's just the question to about the cut. As I said, I said this before every time. I do not teach this cut on video because, to be honest, it's a dangerous cut to do. Because if you don't have very good tool control, you can lose the tool very quickly doing it. So let's go down slightly. But the difference is that what's this thing is cut and split. Okay. I'll do my best to explain it now. Okay. In a scrape, I'll use the main camera for this. In a scrape, the wood is coming. How can I show this? Right, the wood is coming down and being dragged across the top of the blade, basically. Right. With a side bevel cut, it's actually coming down and it's hitting the blade right on its apex. Right. So it is an actual cut. It's not a scrape. Right. As I said, it's not being dragged across the sharp point on the blade. It's actually coming down onto it. Right. It's much cleaner than a scrape. Right then, there is the shape the client wants. Now we just hollow it. Right, I will move the macro camera to do this, and I'll be right back. Right then, I even remember to sort out the shadow first. Right, now basically all I'm going to do now is hollow this as normal. Right, because I have the shape the client wants. I heard something go pop. Just want to check what it was. I just had it. No, there it is. Right, the thing with macrocarpet cypress is it splits, and it likes to split. So you have to be very careful using it. As I found out the last time I turned it, I asked that question for people who had turned it a bit. The last time I turned this, it was my first time turning it. I asked anybody who has turned it a few times, does it like to split? And the answer I got was, oh yeah. Is that freezing? The light's picking it up, but it is absolutely latching right outside. Okay, just switching so much. Did you hear that pop? I've said it before. It's one of the reasons I don't like to see people turning with headphones on, because sound can tell you an awful lot. Like, I would never have noticed that popped if I couldn't hear it. Right, there's the inside of another nut. That's it. Right, so I'm going to have to treat that. So this is a very pretty piece of wood because it's got all these nuts in it. but I have to be very careful and treat them as I'm going. And it will add a lot of interest to this piece, having all these knots still in them. I'm not too worried at the moment about the CA staining the wood, because I haven't done my finish cut yet, and the finish cut will definitely take the staining out of it. And we did there. Right. Just have that dry out a bit. This thing. I think it's just about gone, is it? Just put it up. What was I saying? Oh yeah. These knots will be very pretty when they're done. And as I said, I'm not worried about it staining because I'm not doing my finished cuts yet. The finished cut will take any staining off. So I'm trying not to seal this wood at all. It's one of the most important things to the client was the stamp. And the entire workshop just smells of it at the moment. I've still a lot to take off on the bottom there. I'm just hollowing this out easy so I can check the see, that one's going to be lovely, but it has a big void around it. So I'm going to take this off and fill that void, leaving it on the chuck, of course. Back on. A little dribble of CA come through that knot, so what I'm going to have to do is take another side double cut out here to clean off that CA. Now we'll go and work on getting a finish cut on this. This is about the weight of the balls that this client likes. I'm happy with that cut. Happy down to about there. All the smell is coming in the wheel. Hang on, I need to check something there. I think I spotted something. I did. That crack is over me again. And believe it or not, this macro carpet cypress is not the worst wood I've ever worked for splitting. The worst wood I ever worked was Leylandii. My God, can that stuff split? Yeah, still sealed. Cracks are still sealed, and CA is cleaned off. Oh, it's just slightly low. Now, I did some Leylandii on video years ago. Beautiful wood when it's finished, but my God, getting it to finish. Right, now get the finish cut into that part. Take it up. Much more slow, deliberate cut. Just let the gouge do it. I'm not forcing it. And just letting the gouge travel. This is where an awful lot of newcomers make the mistake of trying to make the cut the same speed in here as it is at the edge of a bowl. It's not. It's a much more slow, deliberate cut. There we go. Right, now I'm going to sand that all the way up to 2000, and I'll be back then because there's no point in you watching me sand. So I'll see you in a second. Right, I'm just finishing off 2000 grit here. What I've done is, let me see, 180, 240, 400, 400, 800, 1000 and 2000. The thing about sanding, when you go up above 400, you've gone from the realms of sanding into the realms of polishing. Now, I don't know if the camera's picking this up or not, but I can actually see a reflection of my hand in that. So I don't know if the camera's picking it up. That's because going up to 2000 grit is actually polishing, it's not sanding if you go up this high. Right. Let me give you a look at this. Something, if you are going up this high sanding, always blow the piece off between grits, because if there's one piece of the old grit left there, let's turn this off. If there's one piece of the old grit left there, like even a speck of it, it will cut in and it'll completely ruin your sanding. Right, but that's that, sanded up to 2000 grit. As you can see, there's a nice shine off it. Right, then what I will do is I'll flip this over, stick it into the vacuum chuck, get it finished, and give you a much better look at it. So I'll be back in a second. Right then, there we have it. Very nice little macro carpet cypress bowl. I sanded the end or the base up to 2000 as well. I've said this before, if you're going to do a finish where you can see in the bowl do it on the base as well. Right? It's just lazy not to. Right? If you are sanding up that high between grits, let the bowl rest for a little bit, because sanding up to that height makes the wood very hot and you can cause it to crack. Right? But I think that, well, I know that's the shape the client wanted. There's nothing to block the scent coming off this bowl, so he gets the scent he wanted, and you can actually get quite a nice finish from just sanding. It just takes a long time, right? Especially when you get up to the thousands. You can kind of sand for about 15-20 seconds with a disc, and then you gotta get rid of it because it's gone. Right? So if you enjoyed that, we're gonna know if you wouldn't mind clicking a like on the video, subscribe if you want, and I'll see you in the next one.